On the ride up to Tampa, we were rocking the classic vinyl station on Sirius FM, and I was very impressed by where they went with it. They threw down a live show. It was the Zeppelin in 2007. You remember they had the one-off show in London?
No. Oh, yeah, tickets were
Astronomical.
yeah, I do remember. Yeah.
Nobody could afford. This was only Klaus Schwab and Bill Gates went to this show and their
Right.
friends. So it was 2007, and I think, could be mistaken, but I think it was maybe John Bonham's son playing the drums with the group on this one. And I remember they released it it was 2 years later till they released the DVD and the CD. I don't really remember being too impressed at the time, but they threw down one of the songs. I think it was Misty Mountain Hop, if I remember correctly. And I was blown away kind of at how Robert Plant had to completely retool and sing the lyrics slightly off, but still in rhythm, but he didn't have, the lung capacity. He was no longer a 25-year-old guy belting out Misty Mountain Hop who could hold that, staccato for that long. So I just was kind of really impressed with the showmanship and ability of him to hang back, give the space for the instruments to, explode, and still he'd be, kind of interjecting the lyrics a little bit different than how it used to be, but then every once in a while he'd just flare up and he'd hit those high notes, man. And you're just like, wow, at 70 or whatever, that guy can still be in that range. That's craziness. That is some extreme talent, man.
Just to perform at that age.
Jimmy Page.
It's crazy.
Dude.
It's crazy to be alive at that age.
Yeah, late 70s. Yes, dude.
Insane.
Pretty insane. I was just really, again, impressed, man. It was like I was hearing it for the first time. I feel like 2007 or whenever the album came out, I was very Ted Cruz about the whole thing. It wasn't, I was kind of like, this sounds like a bunch of old guys, recreating, almost like a bad cover band, right? And then, maybe decade later with some reflection, I thought, and I'm a little older too, I felt like, wow, very impressed with the old man's ability to recreate that classic sound with less room to breathe, if you will, because, you get older, it's got to be harder to sing at that level.
I think you're just starting to appreciate older people.
Yes. Absolutely. Oh, I mean, for me, myself, I went on a 2-day boat ride, and I'm still in pain from the sunburn. Couldn't tie my shoes this morning. Had to rock the slip-ons. It's crazy. I'm in a bad spot. So now, in my age, I can't even imagine what it's like to be an older guy.
No, could you imagine? Yeah.
We're
going to get there, if we're lucky.
Yeah, that's right. If we're lucky, probably not, though. We're not afforded the ability, I would say, to live the luxurious lifestyles of guys like, Robert Plant of Led Zeppelin, or, Mick Jagger of Rolling Stones, or our favorite youngest old guy on the planet, Ringo Starr, who's seemingly ageless.
Oh, man. I know.
Has looked the same
Gotta
for 40
figure out
years.
what he's doing. Looks younger than me.
Did you see it was trending over the weekend that it was in response to a lot of the naysayers out there complaining that Joe Biden just a little too old to be running for president, and Mick Jagger was trending, I guess, because I believe he is the same age as Joe Biden.
Oh, wow.
And I felt as if this is not a good argument. Mick Jagger looks rough.
He looked rough at 60.
I'm going to be honest with you, Mick Jagger looked rough in the 60s. I never understood the infatuation or the sexualization of this guy. Never saw it really. I get it. He's got the moves like Jagger. I understand. You know, he's grooving up there, and the hips, powerful persuaders to the masses of females. I get it, especially back in those days.
Tight jeans.
I just never understood the sex symbology behind dudes like Mick Jagger or who is the guy of the faces, Rod Stewart. You know, how did these guys become sex symbols? They're scrawny, little, kind of gremlin-ish British dudes. You know what I'm saying?
That's what girls like, man. Look, you're 135 pounds. Me and Tony pushing 200. You're the only one with a girlfriend.
I'm a scrawny gremlin-like tiny creature of a freak, and
very Mick Jagger.
That's right.
Yeah?
I'm Mick. I got the moves like Jagger.
So
that's my second quote there.
Girls like
Maroon 5.
That skinny.
I guess you're right. It's all about the hips. Fellas, learn how to move those hips.
Let me tell you why this is a terrible argument. Mick Jagger could break his hip, end the tour, that's it for the rest of his life, and nobody cares. Joe Biden's running a fucking country, not on a tour.
Aerosmith this week announced their farewell final tour. It is happening this year. It's called Peace Out. I saw the promo clip for it. Speaking of rough-looking old dudes in the rock scene,
I can't even imagine.
Steven Tyler, he's crypt keeper status at this point. They look like they dug him out of the grave to do this last thing and just shot him with adrenochrome and sent him out there.
South Park made fun of you 20 years ago.
I know, dude. He's a Skeletor. He's a freak, man. It's crazy. So,
can't even imagine.
They're doing their farewell tour. And I think they've been at it 40 years, I believe, is they're kind of calling it on. And I thought, man, hasn't Biden been doing this for 40 years?
Yeah.
Shouldn't this
Longer.
be Biden's farewell tour also? Like, Biden should do the farewell tour with Aerosmith. Just put them together.
Don't want to close your eyes.
That's right. I don't want to fall asleep.
Joe, you're putting me to sleep.
Because I'll miss you, babe. And I don't want to miss a thing, all right? And so...
well, that's the problem is we got Camel in the Wing.
That's true. That's a rock song right there. You got a camel in the
Camel
wing.
in the
Yeah,
wing.
a camel in the wing. I sense a blues riff.
So the wind beneath my wing, you were the camel. Beneath Joe's wing.
So, over the weekend, they had the White House Correspondents Dinner. Roy Wood Jr. was the host or the big speaker. Are you familiar with his comedy? I think he's a Daily Show guy. Is that right?
The funniest part about Roy Woods Jr. is podcasters having to explain who he is.
That's right.
And then having to explain what the Daily Show is.
Yeah. Let me tell you who this guy is, why he's funny, and why the show is supposed to be funny still.
Nobody watches the Daily Show. People don't even know what it is.
That's wow. I think you nailed it right there. It has become completely irrelevant.
Dude, nobody watches Comedy Central.
You're right,
What is
dude.
Comedy Central?
Wow, great call. I don't watch it anymore. They release new South Park on HBO Max now.
Yeah, Comedy Central is just like a filler. They just put Seinfeld reruns, Office reruns.
You can
It's something
catch
you put on to like kill the time, you know?
You can catch that hip new show, the Toon Show or the Toon News, Tuning Out the News, the Stephen Colbert cartoon news show.
Oh my god, I totally forgot they did that. See what I mean? Dude, those shows are forgotten.
Yeah, man.
Holy cow. Yeah, I'm not even joking. Everybody was like, he's Roy Wood Jr. He took over the Daily Show after Jon Stewart. And they're like, Daily Show's a comedic take on the news on the Comedy Central. You know?
It's crazy because Comedy Central is where you got crank yankers. Was the Man Show Comedy Central or MTV?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. That's a bummer. I have a feeling there was some Comedy Central involvement. But it used to just be such a hit place to get fun content and questionable content. And now, man, you're right. I think it just does reruns of The Office and South Park.
Yeah, that's it.
That's crazy. Irrelevant. And so Roy Woods Jr., he hosted this shindig. I saw some clips of him. He did some actually really good digging into the media and how they are irrelevant. But it wasn't the same as years past, where they had people go up there and really kind of stick it to the people in the room, which I enjoy. I like seeing people in the media get their ass handed to them. But this year, dude, I was going to skip this totally, but I could not believe the way the news portrayed Biden at this event. Man, Biden, he's hip, Mike. He's funny. He's a cool cat. He could take a joke just like you and me, man.
Oh, my God, I know.
Joe Biden, he's with it, bro. He may be 82 or 80 or however old he is, but he's still got it, man. Here we go, Joe Biden.
Of toasts and roasts at the White House Correspondents Dinner Saturday.
After all, I believe in the First Amendment. Not just because my good friend Jimmy Madison wrote it.
President Biden poking fun at the fact he's the oldest commander-in-chief in history.
You say I'm ancient. I say I'm wise. You say I'm over the hill. Don Lemon would say that's a man in his prime.
I could barely get through it, dude.
Oh my God, dude, it's terrible. I hate the
ability to
laughs.
serve in recent polls.
Oh yeah, they're just laughing. They got the
like
laugh.
The extreme laughter. That's so funny. Oh my God, get the fuck out of here, people.
The belly.
What
laughs.
are you guys doing?
Well, it's being. He's funny. He's a funny guy.
No, you should all be disgusted with yourself. This man is too old to be doing this. Get him off the stage. Let's get a real president in here.
I want to remind everyone this is a puff piece. They're trying to really, be boastful of Joe Biden's liveliness and his ability to roll with the punches. He's classic Joe out there.
Is Joe Biden awake?
Fodder for the evening's featured comedian, Roy Wood Jr.
We have an 80-year-old man begging us for 4 more years of work. Begging.
The president roasting Republicans, including his predecessor, former President Trump.
We added 12 million jobs. That's just counting the lawyers that defended the president.
Oh, that's rough, dude.
Using his own 2024 campaign theme to take aim at Fox News' recent shakeup.
The job isn't finished. I mean, it is finished for Tucker Carlson.
Oh, did you catch that response, dude? Yikes, man. That's not a good joke.
Not a good look.
It kind of makes it feel like you had a little something to do with getting rid of Tucky Boy Carlson.
All I know is this whole thing is so stupid, and all you have to do is watch this. If you watch this and you don't realize they're all the same people,
yes,
you're crazy.
Exactly.
You're fucking crazy.
Thank you.
What is this? This is just these people rubbing it in your face that they're part of an elite group that you're not part of.
They're rubbing each other off into your face. That's what they're doing. Rubbing each other off right into your face. And they're saying, suck it, America, because we got it good and you got it bad, and we're laughing at you.
We tell you who to vote for, and then we're in the pocket of these people who you vote for,
And by the way, we're laughing at this dementia-riddled idiot stumble his way through horrible jokes. So the left, I mean, who do you got writing these? Is this the people writing for The Problem with Jon Stewart? Or what's going on here?
I mean, at the very least, this is like your grandpa telling you a joke. You know what I mean?
And it's slow and he's stumbling, but everyone just waits and smiles and then laughs heartily when he finally pulls through in the end.
Yeah, it's not a good look,
Not a good look. Not
it's
at all.
Not a leader of the free world. I don't know.
He should have sat this one out. They should have sent the Camel. I feel like she's been working her game a little bit. Maybe could have been a good opportunity for her.
Well, that's the problem, Frank. They don't give her good opportunities. That's why she looks bad. Did you? I don't know if you caught. I forgot who it was today. I forgot what podcast.
Damn.
But the reason they gave the camel the border,
Oh, yeah.
they gave it to her because it's an unwinnable situation, Frank. There's nobody can solve it. I mean, you guys all sounded like you could solve it when Trump was in power.
Wow, man. You're saying
Now you're saying
sabotage?
nobody could solve it, and that's why they sent the black woman.
Oh, okay. So this was the Biden team sabotaging the Harris team and making sure she has no successes to run on.
Yes.
Very smart. 4D chess. Sounds like a Clinton is involved. Oh, wait, nobody got suicided yet. So we'll hold off on the Clinton regime.
But you guys literally said you don't need a wall, you don't need Donald Trump's border policies because you know how to solve it. You had all these great ideas.
That's right.
Now you're saying it's an unwinnable situation. Can't solve it.
That's right.
Well, which one is it, guys? You know?
This is an interesting take. I'm a huge fan of this. We're blaming the Biden team for Harris, for the camel looking so bad. This could be good. They could work with this. I think they can use it to their advantage, especially as they keep pushing on the idea that Joe Biden's corrupt and Hunter's in cahoots with all these bad players overseas, right?
It's perfect because the Harris administration, the Harris is blaming Biden, and Biden is blaming the border on Trump because he could only work with what he inherited.
Folks, imagine a long line. It's all these politicians. They're in a straight line, right? They're
politicians who have been there for 40 years, decades.
Just imagine them in a long line, and all of them, every single politician, right and left, they're wearing a T-shirt, and it's pointing to the left and says, "Don't blame me, blame this guy." And it just goes all the way down the road, all the way forever.
Until you get to Trump.
Yes, and it all lands on Trump.
It always goes, all fingers point to Trump.
How many administrations into the future must we go till we can stop blaming our problems on Trump? Are we talking, AOC's fourth term? Or what are we talking here? See what I did there?
It depends. Yeah, I like that. It depends because we don't know who's going to win this next one. Like, if DeSantis wins, then that's it. Trump's off the hook.
Oh, wow. Yeah, man.
Now everything is DeSantis is Hitler.
Yeah, it doesn't have the same ring. He doesn't do the MAGA, dance. I can only presume DeSantis won't have as catchy of a, catchphrase, if you will.
Good. That might be Trump's downfall because now they're having the struggle over the debt ceiling. And literally Biden went out and said, well, we would have it done, but, the MAGA Republicans. It's like anytime anything happens now, you could just say MAGA Republicans. And your base just goes nuts.
Good. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So I can see now why people on the right would want to, just get rid of Trump. Then all of a sudden, you have no boogeyman because the DeSantis boogeyman doesn't fly with most independents. I'll tell you what, a guy who is disgusted by the left and their draconian, authoritarian, insane COVID lockdown policies, I was drawn to the middle and then drawn further right to a guy because of Ron DeSantis. Because I finally saw a guy who was putting aside politics. He wasn't bought into the woke culture. Didn't, as far as I can see, seem to be bought into the whole globalist agenda. And he was standing there alone on a podium saying, "No, we're going to open things up. We're going to let the kids go back to school. You people over there in your masked up cities and states, you guys are nut jobs. You're not following the science, actually. There's other science out there. You're just not seeing it." So, this is a funny sell. Again, Correspondents Dinner, such a lame scenario. They did all the lame bullshit celebrity nonsense, let's suck each other's dicks events this weekend. They had the Met Gala and then the Correspondents Dinner. My God, could we tube in ourselves more on this weekend, folks? Incredible stuff.
What are you wooing about like that?
Jokes aside, the president focusing much of his remarks on press freedom and wrongfully detained Americans, like Evan Gershkovich, Austin Tice, and Paul Whelan.
I promise you, I am working like hell to get them home.
A glimmer of hope for the families as WNBA superstar Brittany Griner, freed from Russia at the end of last year, received an extended standing ovation.
Extended!
Love you,
What
Brittany.
the fuck?
Monica Alba.
He said, love you, baby.
Oh, God. He's about to get me too'd.
I gotta say, Brittany Griner, she shaved off the hair, and we got a Big Mike situation here, folks. Big Mike! I'm
You
telling
think
you,
it's a man?
it's a man, baby. I'm telling you right now. There's
No, dude.
Dude, we've all seen the pictures online. They are credible, legit pictures of Brittany Griner with her shirt off playing basketball. I believe that we have some androgynous man-chick situation going on here. That lady is a fella.
Nah, have you seen her play?
Yeah, we got like a Leah Thomas situation where,
Nah, she's not that good. She's not that good.
neither's Leah Thomas, dude.
Nah. Leah Thomas was sandbagging. Leah Thomas
Wait.
sandbag. Leah Thomas beat every girl by like 5 minutes on one race, and then everybody complained. Then the next time she came back and got like third place. She was sandbagging.
All right, well, I'm just going to say that there's a lot of photographic and visual evidence in my mind that is suggesting to me that person there I'm looking at, I think it's a dude.
Nah, I think it's just a very manly woman.
Well, then you should go take a look at the Met Gala because Brittany Griner was there with her significant other, her lady friend, spouse, and Brittany Griner was dressed in like a suit, essentially. It was like a far more masculine than feminine, pantsuit deal. Like, this was a suit, man. In fact, and I encourage everyone to scroll through the pictures of the Met Gala. All the men there were dressed in dresses or some variation of a female-like garment, and all the women were dressed as men. It was the major theme there. The full-on either feminization of men, or in Jared Leto case, when it comes to Morbin time, he dressed as a cat, which I still can't get over that. That's very bizarre. We're going to bestiality, folks, and it's not crazy. They do it in the Middle East.
You can tell she's a woman. The face.
All right. Maybe
she's
she
definitely
got a little of that Dylan Mulvaney action going on there. Doing up the face.
You can tell it's a woman trying to be like a man.
All right. We'll agree to disagree.
Now, Big Mike, though, that's a toss-up.
Big
I don't know about Michelle Obama. I'm going to give you that one.
Yeah, I think Michelle Obama's going to run in 2024.
No. No way. Now, if a smart move would be to kick out Camel, bring in Michelle.
Michelle is VP. Hell yeah. Big
Yeah,
Mike.
that's what you do. Then you can fucking kill Biden.
Yeah,
Promoter.
you're right. Big Mike could strangle Biden with his beast manly hands.
Yeah.
Take over as president.
I only need one. I could palm a basketball.
Did you say steak? Oh, yeah. It's just straight from Deuce Bigelow.
If you see Brock smoking, tell me.
Isn't it Barry, though? Barry Sotero?
It's whatever she says.
Where's Barry? It's Big Mike time. Shut up, Barry. It's time to listen to Big Mike. Big Mike in the house.
Well, you know the rule when I strap it on.
No, I thought with Big Mike, I thought Big Mike was a Tucker.
You think she's a tucker, huh?
I mean, yeah.
Tucker or a strapper? That's a good question.
When it comes to someone like Big Mike, I imagine Big Mike to bust out the big surprise on you when you get him alone in the room.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Think like an 8-incher? Yeah.
We're talking Pringles can here, people. Insane amount of girth.
Too much for one man.
That's right. That's why Michelle Obama's always smiling all the time. She's tucking that thing way up there, baby.
Oh, that's why Brock always has to take those breaks in his sentences.
That's right.
Squeezing his butthole. This is why. Oh. We must get out of Afghanistan.
It's time for Big Mike. Oh, man.
All right.
Oh, good times, folks.
Tucker.
Well, if you're wondering why we're strapped for material today and seemingly running thin on topics to talk about, well, we've been hit here at the Dude Man Studios, as everyone else around the world, or I guess in Hollywood and in America. It's a big deal. It's affecting everyone. We got a writer's strike!
Overnight, the Hollywood ending many feared. The Writers Guild calling a strike after negotiators were unable to reach a deal with the studios and streamers, saying, "For the sake of our present and our future, we have been given no other choice." On the Met Gala carpet, Tinseltown A-listers voicing support.
I think it'll affect all of us. It'll affect every part of the industry and people beyond the industry.
Writers like Cody Blue Snyder says many of his colleagues are making less than they did a decade ago because of how streaming has changed the industry.
We're asking
You make the shittiest movies now. You write the worst fucking scripts. 10 years ago, at least you came up with something that was digestible.
Like 15 years ago, you created Superbad. You had a couple guys write a script, and they made a good movie. I support that going on. I like that kind of writing. I'm talking 15 years ago. Have you seen Disney Plus? I guarantee, and they kind of hint at it here in this clip, but I've been saying it with music, which is why I think music is so bad, and maybe it's why movies are so bad. I think AI is writing the entertainment already. I think that's writing the scripts for the movies, and it's writing the music. Ariana Grande isn't going into a room and scripting some poems and putting it to her guitar that she's strumming along like people used to do back in the day. No, Ariana Grande goes into her fucking studio with her producers and her team, and they say, "This computer put this together. Now sing it." In fact, no, don't sing it. We have you singing it already. Just sign off on it.
Yeah, it could be. I wouldn't be surprised, because these movies, they're not made for humans. Did you see Mario Brothers broke $1 billion?
1 billion, you're psycho, bro. I was totally going to bring that up. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
If you look at it, they said 5 movies now have hit $1 billion this year, and 2 out of the 5 have Chris Pratt.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he's about to have the third Guardians come out this week.
Wow.
He might be the biggest movie star in the world right now.
Yeah.
Most bankable star. And you know what? He's a Christian who believes in family, respect, and he's the son-in-law to Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Isn't that kind of weird?
Yeah, that's right. Good call.
His dad is Arnold. It's wild.
Yeah, I can't believe that his wife, like, she's really hot to be Arnold's daughter.
Well, to be fair, Arnold, I believe, banged some hot chicks himself, right?
Oh, yeah, the wife is really hot, but I mean...
And I think also, if I'm not mistaken, the daughter is a Kennedy as well.
Oh, half Schwarzenegger, half Kennedy?
It's a Schwarzen Kennedy.
The Kennenegger?
The Kennenegger.
Too...
Oh, man.
You can't say that too fast. Really enunciate that
one. I might have the crew edit that one out in post, actually. Man, that's a close one. Well, yeah.
So
all right.
good.
Yeah, well, that just blew my mind. So yeah, we have Chris Pratt, $2 billion flicks, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, I forgot what the other one is. I can't find it, but
I feel like he's
I know it.
been in a lot of stuff. Yeah, we'll see what happens with Guardians, but most bankable dude. My big thing with this writer's strike is good riddance. So long. Let's just get rid of all these writers and bring in some non-woke people to, create some content, man.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, there's so many movies being produced, and 90% of them are garbage.
Maybe this is like a lot of the big wigs kind of like letting them walk and then not bringing them back. And then they can get rid of the woke culture in one fell swoop, right? Just get rid of all the wokies, and you can just rehire non-woke folk.
Wow, good call.
See what I'm saying?
I don't think they're that smart though.
I don't either. But
I think they're trying to go more. I don't know.
I'm going to say this, and I'm going to be very careful with my choice of words, but when it comes to the people who run Hollywood, I think what speaks most to them are the, proceeds and the money coming in. And I think they're seeing what is bringing in money and who is bringing in money versus what and who isn't. And I think they're seeing a connection between the woke and the non-woke. And, Mark Ruffalo ain't banking on billion-dollar movies right now. Where's Rob Reiner's billion-dollar movie out there?
No, that's so true, but I don't think that...
MCU's trash, Disney's trash.
I don't think they care, but there is a point where you have to make money.
Choosing my words carefully. I think when it comes to the people who run Hollywood, the dollar sign speaks the loudest. And they know they have to be careful when it comes to eliminating people that are causing them to lose those dollars. So they're going to just do, yeah. No, we're not going to really negotiate. Here's our offer. We know you're not going to take it. Go ahead and strike.
Good call. Yeah, good call.
We'll get some people to cross the line. We'll never hire you back. And we can hire people who are actually fun again. Maybe do a Blazing Saddles too.
Get a bunch of young guys who are hungry for it.
Yes.
Probably fresh ideas.
Original concepts, yes.
One of the things that blew my mind is over this trip, there's only one TV and that we all got a house. There's only one TV. You got 9 adults. The movies we were watching, old, low-budget movies.
Outside of, I think, the Bourne Supremacy or whatever was put on, was there anything made in the last 25 years that was put on there?
Even that was 20 years ago.
Yeah, actually, you're right. Holy shit. Yes, you're right on the money. That's pretty crazy. Wow.
We were all even laughing, like, by the end of the series, how bad it was.
Yes. Oh, man, I just think with this writer's strike, you're going to hear some epic victimization and complaining. It's just really, it's beautiful, honestly. But
all I know is in the best 20 years, the graphics have gotten better. Look at Avatar. Look at everything.
That's right.
The writing sucks.
Yes.
It's not even realistic. Like, it's not natural. It's not realistic. It's not believable. Come on.
Just check out the lesbian moms in Doctor Strange and/or episode 3 of Last of Us. All right, you'll understand.
The lesbian one of The Last of Us, where she fucking has she falls in love with the black chick in the mall or whatever.
I think checking the boxes has come to an end, and I think that the negotiation on these next terms will be the end of the box check.
Oh, that's you're right. That is a good call, because now you're looking around and you're like, all I have are gay and blacks and POCs and whatever. It's like, you can't fire any of them without getting a discrimination.
It's not only that the storylines don't make sense because they're unrealistic. Like, we just don't live in the world, this bullshit world that the woke people want to create. It's just not real. And it's not enjoyable. And every time we see the woke ideological, political nonsense being ham-fisted down our throats in the movies that we just want to forget about the real world and enjoy some fantasy for 5 seconds. Or I'm sorry, did I say 5 seconds? No. Everything's got to be fucking 3 hours long now, but that's fine. We'll sit for 3 hours as long as I don't have to deal with political woke bullshit. And I think that, again, you could see it in the dollars, man. I don't think people are seeing the movies that are doing this anymore. They're seeing Mario Brothers. What is it, 90 minutes and Chris Pratt is in it? Oh, it's going to be no woke. No woke. Perfect. I'll go check it out.
Dude, I watched Event Horizon.
Wow. With your favorite actor, Don Cheadle. I'm sorry, Lawrence Fishburne.
They're all Don Cheadle to me. And 96 minutes.
Wow.
These guys go find a spaceship that went through a wormhole. They explain wormholes back when nobody knew what wormholes were. Right?
Yeah, dude.
This is like back when nobody knew what that shit was. These guys explain it. They go get the ship. They all go crazy. Then the one guy gets away. Then the ship. Then they blow up. All of it. They wrap it up. 96 minutes. Incredible.
Yes.
You can tell. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You could tell me the story about some fairy who makes fucking fire circles in the air and goes through time travel, whatever galaxies. You could tell me that in 96 minutes. Okay, you could tell me the story about blue people on another planet in 96 minutes.
How long was Jurassic Park?
The original?
The original Jurassic Park. Where is it at? Where do you get a runtime on these things? Do you Wikipedia that? I would like.
You just gotta Google it, but man, I would assume it's gotta be 2 hours.
Were
1993.
Were they rocking the 2-hour flicks back then? Oh, I think you're right. Jurassic Park, 2 hours, 7 minutes.
Yeah, 2.7. Yeah, it's gotta be.
All right.
But again, I'm willing to give you the 30 minutes there because back then, I mean, not a lot of people. You know what? I figured it out.
I always blamed Titanic in my mind for the rise in the 3-hour epoch. You know, you're gonna get the dual VHS. Remember this?
Yeah, Braveheart was also guilty.
Who was first? Was it Titanic or Braveheart? I always blamed Titanic in my mind.
I think Braveheart was first.
Maybe it was Braveheart. For some reason, I always equate Titanic with the beginning of the... Now we're going to need, the extra space for the VHSs. And then...
Oh, Braveheart 95, Titanic 97.
All right. I stand corrected. James Cameron, you are free. I blame Mel Gibson and Braveheart.
It always goes back to Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson, you Jew hater. I knew it, dude. I knew you did this. You started this phenomenon where these directors have to show this, film. And if you appreciate film, then you're going to sit and watch for 3 hours or whatever it is, the 2 VHS tapes. Like, man, all right, Jurassic Park, I'll give you the 2 hours. But I almost think that's where it started now.
No, but Jurassic Park, I'll give you the 30 minutes because you got to explain DNA. Like, nobody even knew what DNA was.
We also need about 10 minutes or so of gratuitous full chest shots of Jeff Goldblum sweating.
Of course.
That's a contractual.
Did they explain to us chaos theory, DNA? I mean, that was that was half of my high school science career right there.
Quote me something from a recent movie in 10 years like, life finds a way.
Or hang on to your butts. Both great lines.
Folks, hang on to your butts because we're talking writer strike still.
and for our jobs to be protected and for us to make residuals on the content we're creating.
So how will this impact you at home? That depends on how long...
Can you stop right there?
Yeah,
when you guys are striking and you send some kid up there to talk for you, send somebody that doesn't sound like he's whining. Like, I already don't want to give you anything. You're whining.
Thank you, dude. That's exactly right. I love this clip.
We want just to make residuals forever on the things that we write. Like, all right, dude,
here's the best part. If you could visually see it, we are audio only, but he is in a room and he didn't blur out the background like a lot of people do now, and it's on a Zoom call. And this guy's living room as big as my entire house.
Of course. Of course. He gets millions of dollars.
With the nicest shit. It's like all white. You know, I can't have white anything in my house. I can't even wear a white t-shirt without mustard stains all over it. Like, I can't have white.
That's why you got burnt on summer break.
That's right.
If you get too white, you'll get dirty.
That's right.
You gotta burn your skin.
And now I'm fairly dark, folks. Don't bring me home to dad. I'm gonna warn you right now. So we're
not gonna be let in.
Guess who's coming to dinner? So
can only get into 14% of the country clubs out there. The rest are at capacity, if you know what I mean.
Well, you'll see me at George Floyd Remembrance Day this year, folks. Don't you doubt it. So
I don't know if you're George Floyd. More like celebrating Muhammad.
Oh, well, I'll settle for that one. Very nice.
Yeah.
I just don't want to be sent back to the southern border. That's all I'm worried about. So
yeah, no, you're past that.
Guys, this is serious. There's some real life victims in this scenario here.
It's so hard to take you guys serious.
2007-2008 strike, which lasted 100 days, put some
Hold on, stop right there. I still haven't fucking forgiven you guys for that one because of what you did to Lost. All right, what the fuck do you think I'm going to do with this one?
You'll never get to take back season 3. This is unbelievable. Or 5. I can't even remember. You ruined the whole show. Damn it.
A time traveling island. Get the fuck out of here.
God. What is the smoke thing?
Why was that guy pushing the button?
Yeah, that's right.
So stupid.
For up to 4 months.
The first thing that viewers at home will notice that their favorite late night shows will go into reruns.
Hosts like Seth
Again, I'm not seeing the negative so far to any of this. I'm seeing a lot of positive here. A lot of positive.
Who's also a writer, voicing support for the union.
I also feel very strongly that what the writers are asking for is not unreasonable.
Daytime soap operas will also run out of scripts.
Stop right there. He's only saying that because they included hair plugs for Seth Meyers in their contract.
He knows that the staff will snitch him out for the hair plug job that he got. And how insane the dude is behind the scenes. The guy looks like a nut job. I don't know what happened to Seth Meyers. He's just like, he's either taking too much adrenochrome or not enough, or he's on something, man. But the guy looks crazed.
Crazy.
All the time.
He's not human. He literally spent 4 years making fun of Donald Trump for tanning and his weird comb over. And now this guy is orange and has a weird comb. He became Trump. You know?
He'll have a reality show in 10 years and then run for president 5 years after.
Oh, I can't wait. I wonder what hooker he's fucking right now.
And there.
If this lasts a couple months, we'll start to see the impact on the fall TV schedule, and some movies will have to be pushed back.
In the unlikely event a strike lasts more than 6 months, analysts say even next year summer blockbusters could be affected. The Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers says it presented a comprehensive package proposal to the Guild last night, which included generous increases in compensation for writers, as well as improvements in streaming residuals. But this morning, no deal, as a high-stakes showdown comes at a pivotal moment for Hollywood.
I see this and think to myself, I almost envision they go on strike, and here we are, it's summertime, 2 months later, no content, it's all gone, right? There's nothing to watch. What if everyone just turned off their fucking TVs and went outside? And just said,
talk to a neighbor.
Screw you. Screw the tube. Stop absorbing the shit. And hang out with the neighbors. Hang out on the lawn. Do something outside. Go for a walk. Bike ride instead of binging. Anything, man. Maybe this strike and content, the bullshit being ham-fisted down our throats day in, day out, the assholes on late night TV, all the Jimmies spouting the same talking points. Maybe it will be kind of healthy for this country to have none of it.
Yeah. Oh, and maybe you writers should take a good look at yourselves. Take a little break. Try to come up with something.
Or do some coding. Get a new
Original-
profession.
Let's come up with some original thoughts.
Yeah, how about stop trying to make Scooby-Doo black or Cleopatra black, which is what they have on Netflix now, Black Cleopatra.
Oh, how did we not talk about that?
Maybe this is why we need a strike from Hollywood, because you're out of ideas and you're like, oh, let's make Cleopatra black. That'll be controversial and everyone will talk about it and it'll be number one on streaming.
You guys pissed off a whole country.
Not America, by the way.
No, the whole country of Egypt made a statement. I don't even know how that's possible.
It's the end of woke, man. The pendulum is swinging the other way. I only see this strike as a very fantastic, positive thing that could maybe happen to our culture. Let's put a pause on the bullshit that is being forced to everyone. Maybe if content runs out, people will say, I've already seen everything. I'm going to do something else. I would love that.
No, I think you just need to get these people off their high horse. Man, one of the problems is you're all in a bubble. Like you said, this guy's got a beautiful home. These people get paid millions of dollars to sit down and just write some shit on paper. I get paid nothing compared to you to get sprayed in the face with shit water.
That's right, man. Yeah.
Like it's I get covered in shit every day.
Great call. And you're not alone. There are many covered people out there, I presume.
I guarantee you I would take your pay over mine, whatever fucking contract you have.
Yeah, you have no sympathies from anyone. Writer dude in the fancy mansion complaining that he's not getting all the residuals from the streaming services. And to be quite honest, I live with someone who binges Netflix. They're not watching American content, man. They are watching the foreign content. It's better. I check it out more often than anything made in America. The American stuff is crap.
Yeah, I don't know who's writing it. And maybe that's the problem. You all live in this bubble. I'm telling you, you're right, man. I hope you're right. Get rid of these people. I hope
just get rid of them. Maybe this is just the big axe swooping through, just no thanks, no more, and we don't want to get sued for being bigots or prejudiced or anything, so we're just going to call it a strike, and then we're going to renegotiate, and we're getting rid of the check boxes. Yeah, we're cleaning house. If you don't agree, go somewhere else. Good luck.
Good riddance.
I hope so, because wokeism is a serious cultural phenomenon that has taken over not just America. It is a worldwide thing going on, and it has invaded all facets of our lives, it seems like, and everyone we engage with and interact with. And Elon Musk was on Bill Maher on Friday, and they had a very interesting exchange. Usually Elon doesn't say much at all or anything. That's why we typically don't clip him. Kind of just rambles and says nonsense for the most part, but he kind of tosses around some interesting points in this segment.
Joe Rogan says it was one of his hardest interviews.
Oh, I bet.
You know the marijuana thing where they smoked weed?
That's right.
He says, he was like, man, it took us 2 hours. I had to get him drunk just to get him to start talking. And then that's when he hit the,
That's really
funny. When he hit the joint.
Elon was on Bill Maher, and they were discussing wokeism, what it's doing culturally, and Elon, how he's coined the phrase, or I don't know if he's coined it, but he's kind of working it into the lexicon, the whole woke mind virus, and I find it fascinating, as I always do, not what the people are saying on Bill Maher, but how the crowd is reacting to what the people are saying on Bill Maher, because that is a great, litmus test for maybe how people on the left, people in California, are thinking in terms of what's happening societally. And so here's Elon and Bill discussing the woke mind virus.
I really can't emphasize this enough. We must we must protect free speech. And free speech only matters, it's only relevant when it's someone you don't like saying something you don't like, because obviously speech that you like is, that's easy. So it's the thing about censorship is that, sure, for those who would advocate it, just remember, at some point, that will be turned on you.
We all get cast away.
Woke mind virus.
Did you hear six
How
people
did it
clapping?
start? Was it
That's
bats?
right,
Was it
dude.
escape from a lab? I mean, what is your assessment of what? Because it's fairly recent. Why? How did it start and why?
I was trying to figure out where it's coming from. I think it's actually been a long time brewing. In that it's, I think it's been going on for a while.
We're about 15 seconds of no words.
That's happening in schools and universities is, I think, far beyond what parents realize. And I sort of came to realize this somewhat late. The experience that we had in high school and college is not the experience that kids today are having, and hasn't been for, I don't know, 10 years, maybe 20 years. So,
aren't parents themselves also a big part of the problem?
I suppose in some cases that parents, but I think like the parents are just generally not aware of what their kids are being taught, or what they're not being taught.
They're letting the kids think that they're equal.
I mean, yeah. Let me give you an example that a friend of mine told me, which his daughters go to college go to high school in the Bay Area, and he was asking them, like, well, so who are the first few presidents of the United States? They could name Washington, and I said, well, what do you know about him? Well, he was a slave owner. What else?
Right. Exactly.
Nothing.
Right.
Like, okay, that's, maybe you should know more than that. Yeah.
Yeah. That is the woke mind virus. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's messed up, man.
Yeah, that is crazy.
I think that's an interesting anecdote. I never considered that, to be fully honest. We've been so far removed from the public school system and what's going on in these places that I never even considered asking someone who's young, like, who are the founding fathers? Do you know any of the former presidents? The original, like what do you know about them? For them to only know slavery, that makes a lot of sense, and I think that encapsulates exactly what's going on with this whole movement.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys, you guys are the ones that keep saying, oh, the Republicans are trying to erase history. You guys are erasing the history.
It may very well be erased at this point, culturally. Remember Jay Leno? Jay Leno used to do his man on the street bits, and he would ask people historical, questions, and we're talking 90s. People were pretty dumb when it came to the history knowledge, man. The basic history knowledge, people who signed the, Declaration of Independence, or who was the first president, shit like that. I really haven't thought about it, but flash forward 25 years later, 30 years later, there's no way it got better. There's no way societally we started improving in our historical knowledge and our absorption of true facts from the past, whether we know it's true or not. The point being that even if history is created by the victors and we know maybe a falsified version of it, our current generation doesn't even know that falsified version of it anymore. They know a new falsified version of it. They know this wokeified, bizarro world of a history where, what do you know about George Washington? Oh, he was a racist slave owner.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Do you know anything about the crossing of the Delaware?
Yeah, they totally hide crossing of the Delaware. Not a black man on that boat.
Yeah, he was a racist for not hiring any blacks or lesbians.
Oh, lesbians.
There was not one BIPOC nor an LGBT sandwich person on this boat.
Yeah, well.
That we know of. Allegedly.
That we know of. Some of those men might have been lady fellas.
Did we have lady fellas fighting the Revolutionary War?
Yeah, there was that one, wasn't there? That was like she pretended to be a man. There's always like that one chick that pretends to be a man.
Are you talking about the Lafayette from France who helped save everything for the Americans?
That was a woman?
No, I just was playing on your belief that all the Frenchmen, well, you know.
I said woman, not Come on, get it right. Don't ever insult a woman. Confusing her to be French.
Oh, man. Well, I think we have a little time left. I wanted to squeeze it in pretty badly. It's on the Go Woke, Go Broke agenda here. We're flowing with the theme New York State. You're in trouble.
New York State may become the first to ban gas stoves in a controversial move to ban natural gas in new buildings by 2025 as part of a recently proposed budget deal. For months, some people have been concerned that the Biden administration would back a similar federal ban, fueled by concerns from Republican
nobody was
lawmakers.
concerned. We all said that was so
But the
stupid.
White House says
How
the
could this
president
be?
does not support banning gas stoves. Left-leaning cities across the country have passed similar bans, while some other states like Texas and Arizona have prohibited a natural gas ban. Data from the EPA says commercial and residential buildings account for 13% of the country's greenhouse gas emissions, mainly from
What?
gas appliances. And some researchers have linked gas stoves to childhood asthma and other health issues.
We'll continue to ensure
Come on, dude.
a cleaner,
Come
healthier
on.
environment for future generations. We have the nation's most ambitious plan. We're proud of it.
In New York, the ban is not finalized, but the governor, a Democrat, is already
Well, you know,
getting
this, hold
pushback
on, man.
from
This doesn't make
critics,
sense
like
because
the
every Italian has 2 stoves in the house, and Italian kids are pretty stupid. Maybe that's what happened to us.
That's
So
a
I
lot of
became a
gas.
plumber.
You're breathing in
It's
a lot of gas.
I breathed in a lot of gas.
But you eat well. All right, you're nice and full.
Very well.
Full. That's good.
So you're fat and dumb.
Just like the government wants you. All right, that's
perfect.
Industry, where the majority use gas stoves.
Why is the National Restaurant Association against natural gas bans?
Over 90% of restaurant chefs report to the National Restaurant Association that changing the way that they cook with natural gas is going to have a profound impact on the quality of the dishes that are being served.
Environmental groups say a natural gas ban could significantly decrease indoor pollution.
Listen to this
Dr.
dweeb.
Aaron Bernstein studies the health impacts of gas emissions.
When you burn gas indoors, it makes air pollution that's bad for lungs. And that air pollution can reach pretty high levels, particularly in kitchens where there's not a lot of ventilation.
But with 37% of American households still using gas stoves, decisions about its future are causing friction.
We are certainly urging the New York State legislators and the governor to keep an open mind, consider including exceptions for restaurants that are using natural gas.
From a public health standpoint, really the question, ban or no ban, is how we can minimize exposure. Because, even with this ban, most folks are still going to have natural gas, right, for a long time.
Yeah, they were doing it for you,
Wow.
dude, for your health,
Man,
for your
that is
safety.
crazy.
Dude, they're making New York unlivable. Do you just want people to not live in the state? That's insanity. Colorado,
Electric
I assume
stoves
we're
are
2
the
years from
worst,
this.
dude. Electric stoves are the worst.
They are the absolute worst, and they're cheaper on purpose. There's a reason why they don't want you using gas. They don't want you to have control over cooking your own food, man.
And everybody who lives in Chicago knows when the power goes out, you can still cook your food.
Yes.
Right? Because the gas never goes out.
It's unreal what they're trying to do. Look at what's happening. The electric cars, the electric stove. They don't want you to have control over your life. This is all about restricting your freedoms. That's all this is. And also, New York, do you just want no businesses in your state or your city? Are you insane?
Yeah, seriously. What are you doing?
Colorado is passing similar laws in the city in Denver. And 1,000 businesses have already
the most absurd thing is you're gonna burn you're gonna burn natural gas to provide these people the electricity.
Yes.
To power the stove that they would rather have natural gas.
How are you going to power things, all of these things, the cars, the stoves, the homes, all this stuff, when you have rolling blackouts like they have in California, dude?
That's what I mean, dude. You always had hot water. You always had the stove.
The grid isn't designed to sustain everybody using electricity at all times, charging all these devices everywhere. It's not meant for that.
No, we can't even handle the air conditioners in the summer.
So that must mean, if they're pushing so hard on this, that the pain is the point. They want the slaves to suffer, man. They don't want you to have access to the good stuff. I'm telling you, we'll be eating our bug burgers, only able to drive 15 miles a day in our electric cars, and only getting 15 minutes a day to grill anything with our bug burgers, on our electric stove.
No, Frankfurt, they're going to give you 1 hour. How you divide that between the air conditioner and the stove?
That's right, dude. And the elite, they'll be eating their steaks and driving their gas cars and flying around their private jets, and we will be none the wiser, just like we are today, man. Look at how it's going now. We have the chemtrailing going on in the skies. You can look above and see it, and you could turn around and tell everybody it's happening, and everyone will say, I don't believe you. There's no way.
That's crazy.
That's where we're at with this shit, and it's freaking crazy, man. No gas stove. I'm telling you, we are 5 seconds from the bug burgers. We're eating bugs. We're all going to eat bugs. You're going to see Bill de Blasio on TV stuffing his fat face with a bug burger, being like, oh, you can have this bug burger if you just sign up for the digital passport currency system that we got going on here. Come on down. You get the lotto ticket, the bug burger. You'll have nothing, and you'll be happy.